Hey, what up? So I went ahead and showed you guys what kind of buds I had left, and I promised I'd smoke a joint today, for you. Promise you this shit's smokable. I got that headband. That one looked pretty much about the swaggiest out of everything I showed you. Not a lot left in this jar. Just kinda. So, put it through the grinder, put it in rolling paper, and let's rock. Headband. So I'm thinking, something I could do for this channel. One of the commenters suggested I do a little storytelling time, talk about that night that my shit got stolen out of my garage. Definitely gonna do that, not alone. I'm gonna have my friend come over. We're gonna talk it out. Make sure we get a chance to say everything. But I'm thinking also some side video I can make here, is I can buy some weed at the dispensary or something for $10 a gram. I mean, I don't even know where I would find a $10 gram here, but I'll go to the dispensary and I'll buy some weed, and then I'll roll up side-by-side joints of my weed versus dispensary weed that people are paying for and paying taxes on, instead of just growing their own in their own yard. Can be done even easier and cheaper than I did it. Can be done even more stable than I've done it. It can produce better results than I've done, and there's not a lot more you have to do to achieve that. So you follow the water, you follow the soil. These guys say you put up a cage. These guys say you do this, you do that. Hey, you're gonna make even better results. So I would say what I learned a lot this year is that drying it in like the big open garage is not smart. Somebody told me I should find like a small closet or something where I can control the humidity and such better. To that effect of having it in the big garage wide open for weeks and not kind of like under any kind of control, there is an effect to the taste, I would say. I'm not sure how to best describe it. It kind of makes it taste a little papery, if that makes sense. It's not mildew, it's not mold, but it is some kind of mustiness or something. But it's not musty, that's not the right word, but there's some kind of effect it gets where it isn't as flavorful it would be if it was kind of like in its own. This is what I've heard. So I've been so excited that the channel's been doing good, Last year, I never made a YouTube video before, and I came back to Portland. And I decided YouTube was something I wanted to get into, so I converted this room into a little YouTube studio for one of my channels. I set up a backyard grow show, which is what you're watching now and what everybody knows me by. And I also started just going around town with this camcorder and volunteering, and became a full-time volunteer at the Portland Psychedelic Society. And I record just tons of events that they have. It's a lot of local community people who come and share what it is that their expertise is. So we've had people come and give talks on all sorts of stuff, but San Pedro cactus, kratom. We've had Dennis McKenna come. We've had Paul Stamets come. But like I said, on a week-to-week basis, let's say we'll have 2 to 3 meetings every week, and it'll just be mostly led by community people. And then we had a big conference. We have a conference coming up this year again with some big names. It hasn't been announced, so it won't be here on this channel when it is, but it's just been like part of my path was that I was watching a lot of YouTube. I loved watching Joe Rogan and finding a bunch of other channels at the time, like every Joe Rogan guest I would like type their name into YouTube and see what else they've done, and then a lot of other channels would start popping up because Joe Rogan is like a publicity circuit thing. Like, he does talk to the people that he wants to, but there's also this thing about, like, if somebody releases a book or they got some press going on, they somehow get onto Joe Rogan right at that time. For instance, Michael Pollan, who was, he's an author, he writes about food, he wrote a book about psychedelics last year, and I didn't know who he was because, hey, he wasn't Terrence McKenna, he wasn't any of these guys who were popping up in my research for psychedelics, and he was selling tickets here in Portland to come see him for like $50 or something. And I was like, I don't know who this guy is. On his Facebook event, he had like a Netflix credit for food. I'm like, I don't care. So the next day after he was in Portland speaking for $50, he was on Joe Rogan for free. Or maybe it was vice versa. Maybe he was in Joe Rogan the day before. But I was like, oh, this guy's pretty interesting. I actually would go to see him, but either I missed it or the show was sold out. I can't remember which, but... so for instance, now Michael Pollan, I would look him up and I would find other channels. Jordan B. Peterson, I was watching a lot of him, and he was on a huge podcast spree for a little while last year, where he was doing like a different podcast every day, or maybe even a couple. And it was a lot of small guys, some of them, I'm not going to say they're as small as my channel. My channel's pretty damn small, but they were guys that, weren't being talked about. They weren't Dave Rubin or Joe Rogan. It wasn't the shit that just YouTube pops up for you. It wasn't Ben Shapiro, it was like some deep down channels. So I was getting way into YouTube, all this specific information, and I just wanted to start making some videos. And I'm not I don't have a background in this at all. So I went to a local place here, Community Access Center. You have one in your area if you have cable TV. So basically, the cable TV company has to pay to educate community members and give them free equipment and a free broadcast. So if you find out, whatever, you have Cox, you have Comcast, you have whatever your cable company is, somewhere there's a public access station in your area, and they will probably... If not offering classes, here they offer classes. I learned how to use Final Cut. I learned how to use cameras. I took like a class. They're like an hour-long class, and they kind of walk you through everything. It gives you a feel for it. And that's how I got started last year. I went to one of these classes. I learned a little bit, and then I just started tracking my grow, And so, I don't know if you visit the beginning of this channel, it's pretty rough. I didn't know what I was doing. I know I've got some criticism about saying that I did a nutrient-free grow, and then if you look deeply, you can find that one day I did add nutrients, but I ran out of the pack before I could feed all of the plants, and I decided, oh, I'm not going to go down this streak, because I probably spent, I don't remember what I spent on that bag of nutrients, but I thought that it would last me, a couple feedings, and I didn't even get through a single feeding. And I started to realize, even these minor things are going to start racking up the costs where the normal person is not going to want to do it. And it is funny because a lot of this stuff is very easy once you've done it a time or two, and once you know what you're doing. Like Sky wants me to hang cages, and I'm happy to do it. That does sound like a good idea. My girls in the flower pots were bursting out of control. Those fucking things were going everywhere last year. So I would love to have cages, for all those extra things to sit. I've seen what some of these California channels are doing. But I'm here for the normal guy. I want to be the lowest common resource for these people who are just growing it in their backyard. And I've met a lot of people in Portland who have one plant or two plants in their backyard, and they're just taking care of it like a house plant. I don't think they're pHing the water. I don't know what soil they are starting with. They're just getting a clone and putting it in something. And they're doing okay. I'm not shaking them. That's what I'm doing too. I'm just kind of making it up as I go and trying to figure out what's the baseline for this. Not so that, you know, I can show you how to make a premium grow that you'll never have to do again, but this is like, you know, introductory. Let's... Yeah? You ready to come make a video? You ready to come be on YouTube?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you just walked in, Farmer John. This is a Pee Wee Herman show. There he is. They want to follow, they want you to film videos of the purple Hindu as it like sprouts and everything.
Oh, okay. These people, friends of yours, people on your YouTubesy.
Yeah, I'm blowing up right now. And they're like, I told them I'm going to do these purple Hindus this year when I get back. And they're like, does your friend have a channel we can follow so that we can see the plants, you know? And I'm like, hey, no, he don't.
But I can just shoot video with my phone, and I can and we can send it to the man in question. This guy.
Yep.
This
Looks
one.
Good. Yeah, you're right there. So yeah, that's what I did. I said I'll have him send me pictures or something, and then I'll make a little video around it. So
I didn't look today, but they might be sprouted already.
that would be awesome.
You want to live and cook?
A live-in cook?
He'll cook and clean. Seth?
Will he have sex with me?
No, you don't want to have sex with him.
Who is it, Trey? Mega Man? Seth?
Well, I just decided I was gonna I'm figuring once I get rolling, I'm gonna get that clown out here to sit in the house while I go on vacation. Watch the cats and water stuff. You know, when you're in the middle of something, it's just easy. It's the easiest part. Once you get rolling.
On what's that?
Grown weed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, getting it all set up.
Yeah, once you have clones come in, they're all sized up perfect. You know what the plants are doing. Because if you haven't grown the plant, or someone else your bro hasn't grown it, you don't know how it's going to operate, no matter what it fucking tells you on a piece of fucking paper.
So you're saying strain to strain?
Yeah.
A little different?
Yeah, and so once you get the plant out of a pack of seeds that you want to work with, that's the one, because you want to clone each and every single fucking seed after you fucking, you know.
Each of your mothers, you'll start cloning them.
Yeah, and then you'll have a copy of each seed, and you'll be like, this one performed the best. This one's going to give me the least amount of nasty growth, and this one's going to give me all bud. And then you'd be like, that's what you want. And that's your mother plant.
Right. Oh, I see.
That's what we're doing.
The best of the mothers.
Now, with your situation, what do you want to do? Because at this point, you got about, 2 weeks or so out until, they should go out. I'm not really sure what's the latest they should go out, but I always say July 1st. But, do you want to just get them, big enough to clone them and then throw them outside as soon as possible?
Sure.
In other words, if they're big enough to clone, on the 5th of July, then throw them out.
Okay.
Do you want to clone them is the question. If you don't, then fuck it.
See how many we get.
Well, yeah, okay. If you don't, then fuck it.
We planted 15 seeds. If that's 6 or 7 plants, that's all I'm going to need.
6 or 7.
But if it's 3 plants, clone them out into 6 or... You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But if you want to clone
they're all
them
gonna
too,
see. They're all gonna do good. They look like viable seeds.
Yeah, but you don't know which ones are male, right?
No, but that's how you find out is by putting them outside. Because what I was sitting there thinking, you're gonna be gone, and what we could do is put them in 3-gallon bags.
Yeah.
Just cheap plastic. It put them in dirt.
Yeah.
And just leave them over at my house, and I'll just water them because they only need water for the first period of time, right? Until the nutrients run out. The nutrients run out of the soil, and then you start top feeding them. once new. So by that
Do you
time,
put nutrients in them?
you don't necessarily have to if you have soil for the first like 2 or 3 weeks.
All right.
Because they get the nutrients out of the soil.
Yeah, just do
and then
that.
it's done, and then they leach. Then it's done. There's no more nutrients. Then you got to top feed.
Well, we'll transplant them into bigger.
Or you top feed.
Okay, but I'm gonna transplant them
into larger bags.
Into my
larger bags.
Not bag. My fucking
pots.
What are they called? The fucking wood things out there. Planters. I'm gonna
put
put them into the ground.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because the
with all that extra soil you got and stuff, that'll be
exactly.
good. Like
soil from last year, and I mean
so
my biggest plans.
You want me to get that?
I mean, whatever. Towards July. I mean, I guess the sooner you dig it up, the more of that shit will.
Get it all in there and soak it in there and get the soil active again.
Yeah, exactly. But I could have Carlos do it too, if you don't want to.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. So
anything that takes $5 to do, you get me to do it.
All right. So we'll have a bunch of purple Hindu Kush, or sorry, purple. Is that right? Purple
I don't
Hindu
know
Kush?
what you called it.
Yeah, PHK, purple Hindu Kush, and that will be the only plant I grow unless I find like a super deal, like at the end of summer. Sometimes these farmers.
It would be worth it to clone those. So when you find out which ones are male or female, and then you find out which ones perform better, that you keep the best one of the bunch as a single plant, and then you can get like a 400 watt light or 600 watt light and just have a plant to diddle with.
Oh yeah.
A person could.
A person.
But that's what you'd be like. Oh, this is the best one. Let's use this as a do it as an indoor plant if it's that good.
Indoor plant coming 2020. Maybe not. Cool. Well, fucking A, man. Like, we gotta go to the dump or what? Do you need a hand with the wood?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that.
The weed get
instead of doing a shoddy fast job.
Okay.
I think I can always get Michael to come just drop me off in the evening to pick up the truck.
Okay.
And then I can do a better job of it because I'm like well, there's this, there's that, there's like I remember I was saying like, oh, well, let me just get the junk out of here, and then I'll come back and get all the greenery. And then I'm like, no, that's dumb. Why don't I just you just give me the money for the dump because I think I can predict how much it's going to cost, and then I can come back for the next 2 days and have it done.
Okay.
And then I can do it without
stressing,
beating myself up or anything.
Yeah, because we're on a race right now.
It's not what?
We're racing against the clock right
now.
Yeah,
which is dumb.
Yeah.
And I just want to kind of get the wood out and see how much is there. Because that's a whole other bag of cats. Because it's I gotta load that wood up. Do I want to come twice, or do I load the wood up, and then put the brush on it, or do I put the wood on top of the brush, or do I just leave the wood and come back later after I've gone to the dump and just throw it in the back of the truck in the evening when it's no traffic and it's cool.
Yeah.
I get Michael to help me, and we can just, or your buddy here, and we can just hustle in the back of the truck real quick.
All right, yeah, Carlos.
And I tell you what, that wood's going to give me. There's enough wood there that I could build and finish out the second part of my garage if I wanted to.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, that's a thought too. See what you can recover.
Well, yeah, it'll put up a wall in front of my garage door, and it'll add another 8x8 grow room, so I could put 2 8x8 grow rooms in the garage, and have an 8x8 in the bedroom, so I can get rid of the bedroom if I want to, so I can not messing with my house, the floors and stuff, because I want to get it out of that room as soon as possible. So I'd rather put both of them in the garage, so I can have an 8x16 grow.
8x16. How many plants do you think that would be?
That's 16 times 8. 8, yeah, times 8.
That's a big number. What's that? 48 plus 80, 126.
Yeah. This one, wait. 16 times 8 is... That would be 4. That would be 8, right?
We're doing
8
math
times
here.
16.
Headband. On Headband, we cannot do math.
It's called
80
relying on
times 60.
calculators.
That's 800. And then what's 8 times 6?
Huh?
48. 80 plus 48. Or sorry, 800. Wait.
See?
80 plus 48.
Use it right. Why don't you scribble down with that roach there? Like, I always keep pencils with me and
Alright.
shit.
What is...
Did you have a calculator on there?
What's the fucking numbers?
I need 16, which is how many?
16 times 8.
The answer is 128.
That's a pretty good guess I had there.
Yeah, 128. So if I wanted to, I could add another. I could do it. What's 12. I could do 12 of them if I keep the bedroom.
Damn! 12 rooms?
Well, I could do 12 squares. 12,
Oh, I
12
see.
4x4. So it's instead of 8
12
4x4s,
12s.
I could do 12.
That's
So
like
technically
44.
I could by the end of the summer, I could, if I get the third, I could do 3 rooms.
3 rooms with 12 by 12 each?
4x4 each.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, different cycles.
Oh, I see.
So
4 by
you-
4 is small though. That's only 16.
Yeah, but if you got 4 of them or 3 of them, that's 12. That's 12 pounds every 3 months.
Damn. Okay. I
And
guess
it's-
you're talking weight.
Yeah, and if you just put them on different cycles, so like on and off cycle, like one's on while the other one's off.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you basically got lights on 24 hours, and then the third one's kind of in the middle. You kind of have to have that one floating in the middle, so you're gonna have it peak, and you have to do that in the middle of the night when it's cool at the peak. So you're gonna have 2 on at once, pretty much, or cycled, just to run the electricity. So it's not like running hot, like all hot at once, like all 3 of them on at once. Like, yeah, they're all on at once. Look, bro. You know, you're like,
How hot would the house be?
fucking, I don't know.
Have the windows open in the winter
I think
time?
it's I can't remember. I really don't know. It would pay to have ventilated hoods in an environment that has a lot more heat, so you can vent the hoods as well separately than the room itself, because then you're getting a lot of the heat out of the light bulb before it gets into the room by being sucked through, by cold air being sucked through.
Just right out the ventilation takes the heat.
Exactly.
Wow.
Separate. And I realized where I don't have my hoods. None of my hoods have the stuff to put the glass back on.
Do you think that
So if I
these
rebought, like for that bedroom, if I rebought ones with glass and did piped it and all that stuff, it'd be way better in there. But that's still like a bunch of hassle, and I'd have to rebuy all new hoods and stuff. So
do you think that all these weed growers are contributing to global warming because of all their lights and then ventilating them out into the atmosphere?
if you take the number of high pressure lights that are hanging up in the sky, lighting up nowhere at 1,000 watts a pop, what you got? How many we're just lighting up nowhere at thousands and thousands of watts at the cost of public dollar?
Who is?
Just the municipal cities and
street lights?
Street lights.
Those are protecting us from being raped.
But they're also a pork barrel project where someone gets a lot of fucking money,
Oh, I'm sure.
and it's a scam.
Yeah.
And you know that, and
'Cause
look how much energy goes to all kinds of dumb shit that, you know, we have industrial excuses for, that is driving civilizations to its doom. A bunch of fucking heads growing dope to fucking make some cash to get through the fucked up world ain't putting a dent in that shit.
You don't think so? Blowing all that heat right up into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're doomed to get it over with. I might as well fucking get some cash and have a party. Right?
I don't know. I was reading an article about global cooling not too long ago.
You know what? You know what it's called now? It's called global climate confusion. You don't know which transition period we're in, right? Yeah, climate confusion. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I'm cold or hot. I don't know if I want to cut off my ice caps or not.
You gotta cut off your ice caps to prevent what could happen to them in the future.
Right.
Like Angelina Jolie.
She's fucking crazy. What sort of internet camera is that?
Which one?
Like
This
bulb?
thing?
Yeah.
It is
Microscope?
sorta. It's like what you would project a piece of paper from if you were a teacher and you wanted to project a book to the wall or something like that.
It's a modern one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. But it hooks up to a projector and then, or to your computer or whatever.
Oh, neat. So you can kind of just it's a picture. It's a kind of like a scanner,
Kinda,
but it's just
like
a camera,
an overhead projector.
camera document cam.
Document cam, that's what it's called.
Right.
Document cam.
Yeah, Alex Jones document cam.
Exactly. Dude, I have a video, one of my videos I posted
Those are
about InfoWars. It's like, it ain't viral or nothing, but it's like,
Viral enough for you.
yeah, exactly, like 200 or 300 views. Because usually you post shit out there and it's like, you know,
Nothing
pissing
happens.
in the wind, 0 or 1, you know.
Right.
Mostly 0, sometimes 1. And then this one's like 300 in like a week or something, you know, so that's very good. And, but it was that fucking InfoWars where he's like stirring the thing and he's like, oh, this supplement's so good, I have to drink it right now.
The bone broth.
It wasn't the bone broth, it was something for energy that Schroyer's stirring.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a long 4-minute commercial,
yeah.
complete demo, and he's like talking it up and they're like playing hypnotic
Rainforest or
imagery.
whatever. Yeah.
And it's like, yes,
So I think you're doing an infomercial.
Rainforest. They are literally like I'm not a hater of InfoWars, but they are literally becoming like remember that movie They
Live?
They Live, right? They are like directly doing the like this is hypnosis by the product. And they like know the audience is like somehow in on it. They think it's funny, but like the audience, exactly, the audience is submitting to being hypnotized.
Did you hear the whole thing about did you see what Tiger Woods was drinking, that Poland Springs water that's all pink, just like the brain force? So Tiger Woods was winning the fucking getting the green jacket by chugging brain force in Poland Springs.
That's what Alex Jones is claiming. That's
Performance
hilarious.
enhancement. He's like, well, I know he's a listener. I mean, you know.
He's got to be.
So, yeah.
He won at golf. He must follow the king, Alex Jones.
The picture is like Tiger Woods during the Obama administration. It's like Tiger Woods in jail, right? And then it's like Tiger Woods during the Trump administration. And it's like green jacket. You know, it's like fucking ridiculous.
It's so dumb.
I love the memes. They're fucking funny. They're funny because
he's funny.
You get to laugh
a funny
you
guy.
get to laugh at the whole cartoon world. You know,
Exactly.
The whole cartoon world, and it's like whatever.
He's something. He's like.
I think he's.
He like
I think
incarnates all kinds of just weird fucking.
I think he's gonna retire.
No way.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
I think it's going to be like. I think the whole InfoWars. I think he's going to close that organization down. That's what I'm saying.
No, never.
No, I mean it's because for financial reasons.
No. Why do you think that?
Or
I don't listen to
or he's
it.
going to
What do you hear?
or he's going to hydra it and not have them under the umbrella, and that's what he's telling them all to do, is go start new umbrellas,
Right.
and do a hydra deal where you just cut one head off, another head pops up,
Yeah.
So that's what.
But they're
that's what they're
banning the
doing.
people.
Huh?
Like.
Yeah, but all these people are going to go their separate ways. In other words, by having more heads, creating more heads. It's like that. It's like, I think he's going to back off and do the smoke your own shit. Because they're attacking him too much.
Decentralization over
they're
here.
attacking the guy too much, so it's like, it ain't gonna, it's like, they win the battle, but they haven't won the war. It's just, that's the way. You can't keep that. Plus, I watched the darn thing. I look at the website just because it's on with the video on the sidebar. I'm like, it seems like there's a whole lot of internet activity on that website. It's pushing. It's using a lot of bandwidth that they could probably cut down a whole lot of money on bandwidth and still serve the meat. They spend too much money. I think it's a little too sloppy on the edge.
InfoWars?
Yeah.
No way, dude. They're fucking huge. They're huge. He's like one guy.
No, it's not. It's like
he has a team, but he's the guy.
It's like a
it's
team.
not like there's people above him.
There's 100 people in his organization that he's like, he's handling.
Okay.
He's the head of a media organization that's, $40 million
Is he talking about closing, or are you predicting this?
No, they're talking about it.
Oh wow.
He's the guy always. I always know what he's going to do. Like,
well, here's the thing: he is a radio guy, and Howard Stern notoriously always says he's retiring and then doesn't retire.
Yeah, but it's not retiring. What I'm saying is, like, he might have to close down the
InfoWars. He won't close down InfoWars.
But no, you transmute it. That's what he's going to have to do, because the market, the brand has been marginalized.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
It's stronger than ever. Everyone knows InfoWars. If he came out tomorrow and he was like, "I'm the intergalactic social genius,"
No comments on his.
Yeah, but everyone, we could go door to door and say, "What's your opinion on InfoWars?" and 9 out of 10 people will know what it is. He would be giving up his most valuable asset, which would be his brand, if he did that. He's built it over 30 years.
Well, if anything...
And it's a great name, also. Information Wars, and then who would have thought that we're actually in them now?
Possibility. Something's going to change. I think that's just what they're saying. I'm not. That's just what I'm reporting the news, and I'm making it. So I don't. It's hard for me to start making an opinion on it when it's not my thing.
I'll look at it.
But I would say that
I thought you were.
I could almost say that if I was him, under what he's under right now, I would tighten ship. I would boil it down. I would probably, I would get the rest of the gang to start break their shows off of the brand and start going independent. But they're still like, "Hey, bro, what's up? Let's share out." They're still working together. Which is what that's what they're saying they're going to do. But they want to branch it. They want to push it out. Like, oh, the little chick, push the chick out the nest. Go fly.
Well, I know. We figured that when the one guy was on the show. What's the guy who makes the little funny...
Yeah, Watson.
Watson was on there, and they're like, "Oh, he's quitting InfoWars. He's going to do his own thing." But he said that months ago.
And he did.
Yeah.
Some news.
So,
and it's just Watson, and it's just Watson's thing. And then, like...
He got banned.
And then now Watson's still on InfoWars, and they're still putting up his... It's like, oh, this article from Summit News, not Joseph Watson. That's all you're getting.
I see, Summit News.
So what you're going to get is Schroyer over here, and you're going to get this person over there, and maybe, you keep the, the product lines, and that funds all these other, it's...
You got to, dude. How many does that shit's just on rebill?
Basically,
do they automatically rebill you, or do you have to order it every time?
Depends.
Yeah, but they must have just dozens.
Well, you can get it set up. It's like, oh, how many jugs of Super Male Vitality do you need? And you're like, I need 1 a month, or I need 2 a month, or I need 1 every 2 months. They got you set up for that.
Right.
And you're like, oh, that's, it's legit.
Right.
And it's like toothpaste. You're like, I need toothpaste. Fuck, what they need to do is be like, sell deodorant, toothpaste, and fucking toilet paper, and like dish detergent, and then you just be like, and some vitamins, and then you're fucking, oh yeah, I gotta wipe my ass. It's stuff got, it's
Right.
always returned.
Socks.
Yes.
Anything that Amazon like co-brands themselves.
Yeah.
Like-
you just do a co-brand.
Because like, look, Hanes,
Right.
boom, I got another pair.
Be
It says
InfoWars.
Amazon on it. Looks just the same.
Yeah,
whatever.
it could say
it could say
InfoWars on it.
InfoWars.
Right.
And the Chinese factory, they'll make it just the
Yeah.
same, red letter InfoWars. Yeah.
And you could get it made in America if you wanted to.
Well, he could.
But
People
yeah, that's
may
what
pay
it is.
for it.
But you want to pay the same price as if you just went down to Ubermart and picked up a pair of socks for $9, but you want to get it like, decent priced, a little bit lower.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It is.
That's what I think.
Well, I know, but like he's got all these people on those subscribes. He can't just be like, "Oh, I'm retiring and like I'm canceling all."
I'd buy the
subscriptions."
I don't have the cash, so I get the toothpaste at this point. I'd be like, oh, let me
Yeah.
get the toothpaste.
No fluoride or fluoride.
No fluoride. And I tell you what, that super male vitality stuff, you don't want to take that shit if you don't have a girlfriend.
Why won't happen?
Cause man, you don't want to be playing with yourself 2 and 3 times a day.
If
Once
you
a day
take-
is all you need.
If you
You
take
don't
the
want
male
2 3
vitality.
You're just like all of a sudden your dick starts itching.
How much
Your
you
taint
drink? Half
starts
a
itching.
bottle?
You're like, damn, why am I tingling all the time? You're like, it's awful.
What does it do?
It
Warm up
kind
your
of just
prostate?
makes you horny. It makes you horny and makes you ready to go and makes you want to fuck 2 or 3 times more than you want to. than you do like on a normal meal. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, this stuff actually kind of works.
You drink the whole bottle?
No, you just take a couple drops.
Really?
But if you like, if you like it's like you're brushing your teeth and you're like, I brush my teeth. I'm like, okay, drink. And you're like, okay, going on with your day. And then like the next morning you wake up, you're like, doink, right? Couple 3 squirts, right?
Yeah.
Then by like the 4th, 5th day, you're like, damn. You're like, your dick's all like tingly. You're like, damn, stop it. So I have like 4 or 5 jugs of this stuff sitting around my house from like a year ago. I ain't got a girlfriend, so I'm not taking it. If I feel a little blue, I might take a couple, a drop for a day or 2, but not for 4 days. Hell no.
We'd ever have to go to the hospital for an
No,
erection
no,
lasting
no.
more than 4 hours?
Yeah, no. It's not an erection. Fucking that Viagra, you just have a hard on and you don't want one. But this is like you're walking around with the half smoke, all excited all the time, like looking at like everything that walks by.
Does your blood pressure feel like it's going?
No, you just feel like you're ready to go.
No other side effects.
No. You're ready
Your
to go.
eyeballs start pumping?
No. Like, do you start howling like a wolf? Well, yes, you do.
Oh, my cousin's calling me.
Alright, I'm gonna go outside.
Alright. Fucking A. Alright, well, I'm gonna shut down this video. I didn't even finish this joint, but as you can see from the discussion that was just had, that it was A+. I hope you guys enjoyed. If anybody stayed tuned to the end, I'm gonna call my cousin back now. Love you guys. Stay subscribed. Peace. I finished my grow in October, like when I posted my last video.